Did you know moving your body moves your mood? At Snap Fitness, we focus on helping you feel fantastic, and when you feel great, the results will follow. We believe that all fitness is valid fitness. It all counts towards leading a healthy lifestyle, whether you're a gym pro or just getting started. We're here for you 24/7 to help you feel fantastic. Isn't it time to feel good again? Visit snapfitness.com to find your local club today.
Wave Beats Music.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Well, just here's the deal. Text Nordo everything I have. Okay. And then I will be ready for it. You texted him before the last break, and I didn't get it. Okay. Well, that's his fault, not yours. So we will make up for it. We're good. Hot. 9 to noon continues at the Great Minnesota Get Together. Welcome back. It's Paul Allen, adjacent to the grandstand at FM 100.3 KFAN. Ladies and gentlemen, about to unfurl within the next 10 to 12 minutes is a yearly occurrence at the State Fair. It is called the Great NFC North Debate. And I will represent the Minnesota Vikings. The man to my left from the fighting city of Chicago, Illinois, a lifelong Bears fan, also a columnist with the Star Tribune. Can we get a warm round of applause and multiple witnesses for the Bears representation in LaVelle E. Neal the third. Wobble, wobble. There he is.
Bear down, Chicago Bears.
And to the left, a 20-some-odd year staple with my radio career at KFAN. It's a hippie covenant thing. You can ask about it between segments. He is the self-proclaimed Sultan of Smug, and he is a bona fide Green Bay Packers fan. We won't boo that until the next segment, until the debate begins. But he's also part of 9 to Noon with the Border Battle each and every Monday during the football season. He does Packer Preview 7 a.m. on Sundays during the football season. Can we please get a round of applause, and can we get witnesses for David Sinykin? David Sinykin with Packer representation.
Go back, baby.
And the great NFC North debate is going to unfurl shortly, but where's the Lions representation? Oh, wait, for a 15th consecutive year, we will have no Lions representation, and we're fine with that because they never go to the playoffs. We can tease each other, old school teasing, Trubisky this, Wizinator that, Chewy in a hot tub this. I mean, we can tease and tease and tease, but like the Lions, we can't. It's not even teasing. It's fact. They never go to the playoffs, and they haven't won a playoff game in 25 years. You know what I mean?
Are we going back to Wayne Fonts for that?
Crazy, man.
Well, at least they have a very prolific former number 1 pick in Matthew Stafford at quarterback. Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah, but they also have a coach the coach is new. I mean,
it may be the first coach fired this year.
It's an absolute absolute rebuild, reset with them again. But I think that I don't know if they have the right people in the spot to do it. But it is right to do what they're doing. And it's a complete overhaul with that thing. It's going to take some time.
Well, they're following the Vikings philosophy now.
The debate doesn't begin until 10:20, okay?
They're building the Vikings.
Can I see the back of your pants?
They brought in Jamal Williams.
Yeah.
They brought in Tim Boyle. They're bringing in former Packers to try to build things up as Vikings have done over the years.
Yeah, I like that, the Last Stand shirt, by the way. That's cool.
Thank you.
See, David, he's cocksure at this moment. He's very braggadocious and loquacious with his division champions, 2 consecutive years.
7 out of 10.
In the NFC title game. So that all garners respect. But knowing hippie cousin the way I do, if you had seen how much he was essing his peas and soiling his pants this entire offseason because of his competitively arrogant quarterback potentially not coming back and hating the GM, it is fair for him to be the one to privately say to a family member, shh, I'm going to bend over. Can you look at the back of my pants and make sure there's not a spot? Because that was like every single day this entire winter for Cinny.
Just the
quality entertainment.
Just the fact of getting old, really. I can't really help myself, to be quite honest with you.
Well, seriously, we're all about the same age. I mean, thank God we have long breaks at the bottom of the hour with this prostate over here.
Well,
Are you kidding me?
The bathroom's gone.
Set a clock on my urination and make the over-under 3 minutes. Bet over and you'll win.
The bathroom was so convenient all those years, and now it's gone.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even know where to go for the quick break.
But
now.
As a Green Bay Packers fan, see, the benefit is if all the urinals are taken,
layup
you can just find a sink.
Yeah, it was just a layup. They're not going to be that easy in the next segment.
That was the easiest one ever.
I hope you enjoyed it.
Okay, now you guys are elite football minds. Wobble, let's begin with you. Cam Newton cut by the New England Patriots. What do you think?
I warned about this in one of my columns a couple of weeks ago that could be vaccinated-related cuts across the league when it was time to settle these rosters at 53.
Absolutely.
And I think this is one of the reasons that Cam was let go, other than his little excursion outside of whatever radius he was allowed to stay in during camp. But and I don't know if he's going to get picked up right away. I think this vaccination bit's going to rear its ugly head today.
Same.
If only there was another quarterback room with unvaccinated players that he could fit in with.
I'm hearing the Vikings going to at least make a call. I'm hearing the Vikings going to at least make a call.
You got to.
Yes.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no, it's good. We're good. So
wait, you can't what?
But
you can't go,
what was that?
Yeah.
The Green Bay Packers have cut Randall Cobb.
They have not.
I'm just kidding. Yes. See, he soiled his pants again.
That's ridiculous.
That's what happens when you hit that age and Aaron Rodgers puts you through turmoil the entire winter. Can I get a witness on that, Vikings fans, a little bit? Wait, it's not debate time. I'm sorry. But with Cuts Day today, I don't know if it was your tweet or something I read of yours where you're like Jay Sternberger and some others. Lancaster, was that you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like prominent names or players that would surprise you guys a little bit. First, you, Cindy, with Green Bay and the cuts, and maybe they've come down. I haven't looked at Twitter all morning.
And I haven't the last half hour. They cut Ben Braden, the guard from Michigan, that the line coach thought might compete for a starting job.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a surprise. They cut Kurt Benkert, the third quarterback, and I haven't seen any other real. Dexter Williams, the running back from Notre Dame for a few years. But I do think that defensive lineman Tyler Lancaster, who's been a quasi-starter, Equanimous St. Brown, the wide receiver, is not going to make the team. So those are two, for Packer fans, two familiar names that I don't think today survived the initial 53.
What about them Bears?
Well, as of now, there have been no noteworthy cuts, but there are rumblings that the Chicago Bears are going to cut Danny Trevathan today.
Jeez, really?
Yes.
Well, if I'm Green Bay, I think about that.
Because
that's not trash talking.
Alec Ogletree came in and played well, and Ogletree's going to take his spot.
Really?
So,
Alec Ogletree?
Yes.
Oh, good luck with that.
Well, that was a hilarious story in camp because he was at camp hanging out with Robert Quinn to watch Quinn's wife run in the Olympics.
Whoa.
And so the next day, the Bears had some injuries. And so Ryan Pace was like, hey, Robert, is Alec Ogletree still in town? Yeah. So they signed him to bring him into camp. First 4 practices, 6 interceptions.
Damn.
And then he
what's that say about Fields and
seriously
and
Dalton?
Thank you, Red Rifle guy.
Maybe it was Roque Foles. We have a deep quarterback room right now.
Yeah,
the Bears always do. When I think Bears, I think deep quarterback room, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yep. I ain't kidding you, man. With and I'm not even completely rote on the linebacker situation for your squad. But Trevathan was a wonderful run-stopping linebacker, Super Bowl cred. And at last check, Green Bay's always looking for stuff on the inside with the linebackers.
Yeah, but Danny's not as fast as he used to be, man. I don't know if the smarts are making up the difference right now.
Okay.
So.
And we picked up former Gopher Devondre Campbell that has looked very good in camp. And you're right, though. That's been a position of doom for us. We got an undrafted rookie from last
Martinez was really good against the run, couldn't cover the pass. So he goes to the Giants. Trevathan is a stud run-stopping linebacker, man.
Was.
Yeah, was. Okay, we'll see. We'll see. I hope he doesn't go to Green Bay and he's still good and stuff.
This is a move that may tick off the locker room, too. I don't think Trevathan was one of the team leaders and well-respected, and that may rankle some guys in that locker room.
All right, y'all ready to talk some bleep?
Let's do it.
You're ready,
Can't
right?
wait.
Are you
Let's
okay?
go.
I mean, you're
Candy.
I'm the only one.
Baby.
I'm the only one up here whose team didn't make the playoffs last year. Okay, that sucks. And the only reason Wobbles did is because they took an extra team. Then we got the Salt and the Smug back-to-back NFC title games. So this is an arduous task.
Last dance, though.
This is an arduous task. Yeah, that's right. Last dance terrorism. So when we do this next year, holy cow.
Next year is a whole different ballgame.
You might have to do it under the table.
This year, we're using the word debate very loosely.
Yeah, next
to
year,
be honest with you.
Next year, Justin Fields will be the best quarterback in the division.
Oh, holy cow.
That's possible.
The great NFC North debate featuring David Sinykin at TC Head Cheese via Twitter. LaVelle E. Neal III. He is at LaVelle Neal via Twitter. And I'm Paul Allen. Nordo heads out to join the crowd. And he will fire the questions at us, and then we will offer up. We will preach a little, do a soliloquy, however you want to look at it when we get our last word.
Put on my Kevlar for Nordo's questions.
That's around the corner. This is 9 to noon from the State Fair, adjacent to the grandstand. It's Paul Allen. It is KFAN.
This is 9 to noon, live at the Minnesota State Fair, presented by Snap Fitness on The Fan.
AAA Movers is there to assist you with a move because the housing market is still
Did you know moving your body moves your mood? At Snap Fitness, we focus on helping you feel fantastic, and when you feel great, the results will follow. We believe that all fitness is valid fitness. It all counts towards leading a healthy lifestyle, whether you're a gym pro or just getting started. We're here for you 24/7 to help you feel fantastic. Isn't it time to feel good again? Visit snapfitness.com to find your local club today.
On iHeartRadio and FM 100.3 KFAN, The Fan.
From the Minnesota State Fair, it's 9 to noon's Great NFC North Debate. First, representing the Chicago Bears, he smokes cigars, drinks scotch, and once performed on the fair grandstand with Bobby Womack and Sam Cooke.
That's right, damn it.
Between the Bears and the Minnesota Twins, he has completely forgotten about what winning even looks like. A voice like CeeLo, a face like Romeo, Crennel. It's the Star Tribune's LaVelle
Got a better arm than Browning.
Maybe if anybody wants T-shirts, you just walk.
Down with this
right?
now. Down with this now.
The Prince of Petty, the King of Cocky, the Sultan of Smug. This man still writes letters to NFL Weekly asking for Anthony Barr to be banned from the league.
Don't even have to anymore.
He once offered to hide the contents of LaTroy Guyon's
That was a good
trunk,
one.
and he isn't worried at all about his team's hideous defense. The
This is
head
old.
cheese
Yeah.
himself, Dave Sinykin.
Hey, how about that, Cindy? On with that,
Representing the
Cindy.
Minnesota Vikings. He wears makeup to hide the fourth chin.
That's me.
He's made a career out of incorrectly handicapping Kentucky derbies and
That's me.
Viking season schedules. He wishes the team got to keep all 90 players because he's become really good friends with all of them. He's the voice of the Vikings, Paul Allen.
Good morning, everybody. Aw, Nordo.
And finally, the Lions are still
Always.
irrelevant, so nobody cares. Let the great NFC North Debate begin.
Welcome to Carousel Park, 9 to noon, KFAN. Thanks to all of you for hanging out in the stands today for the 2021 Great NFC North Debate. And last segment, you guys got to meet, of course, Sultan of Smug, Dave Sinykin, LaVelle E, Neal III, and Paul Allen. I've constructed 4 questions each for you three. And you'll get the opportunity to answer said questions at the end. You'll each make your case as to why your team will be victorious and ultimately crowned champions of the NFC North. And we will start with the man in the middle, LaVelle E, Neal III, and the Chicago Bears. Easy enough here for you, LaVelle.
Can't
Andy
wait.
Dalton, QB1. What the hell are we doing here?
That's a fair question, Noro. And I think the Bears are going to come to a realization. I think they're going into it thinking they can be competitive this year, but they're not. This team's on the precipice of a rebuild. And you might as well rebuild with the kid at quarterback, I believe. Now, I think they'll go through the first 4 or 5 games of the season. I'm thinking maybe week 4 against the Lions, they'll probably put Justin Fields out there and see what they've got. But it's going to happen sooner than later. The kid's got all kinds of ability. He looks like he's an accurate passer. He's got great awareness. He can move, and he keeps his eyes down the field. I haven't seen any sign of panic from the kid. Very optimistic about his future, and the Bears should be happy that they finally have a decent quarterback.
To Dave Sinykin and the Green Bay Packers.
Was that the exact same answer when they drafted Mitch Trubisky?
I don't know.
Ago?
That was absolutely not the same answer.
Repeated itself exactly.
And by the way, all three of us have some gamble to us, and it was the preseason. How in the hell did we not lay on the Bills for size when Trubisky came into that building to play his former team and just kick the bleep out of them? Not that that means who the Bears are going to be, but you kind of knew it was going to work in the regular season. No. In the preseason, yes.
Yeah, number ones are on the field facing backups.
Can't be missing things like that, man.
That's how Trubisky had us fooled 3 years ago when he broke in.
Mr. Sinykin, LaFleur hires a guy he knows from the Rams. His name is Joe Barry to replace Mike for that defense.
Yeah.
Do you like that? And where do the Packers need to get better on that defense?
Oh, with that Nardo.
Yeah, I wasn't real thrilled with the hire when I heard about him because he's been in Detroit and Washington. Yeah. He's bounced around a bit. But they built a pretty nice thing there in L.A. And I think he's got a little more personality, a little more ferociousness. He's in the players' faces. Pettin was more reserved and kind of had his arms crossed. The players seem to have really responded to Barry's style.
Yeah.
So I think just a new voice is going to help the defense. But remember, this is a defense that people were being mocked when Derrick Henry came in late in the season, Sunday Night Football, and the defense shut them down. So
they answered the challenge.
It's gotten better. So concerns are depth at corner, inside linebacker play, and who's going to stand up next to Kenny Clark on the defensive line. But there is really good talent on each level. Kenny Clark, nose tackle, Zadarius Smith, linebacker, Jair Alexander at corner, and those two safeties. So he's got tools to work with.
That leaves 6 players.
I think a new voice will help this defense get where it needs to be.
Wobble, what he's trying to say is that it's going to be akin to when Dom Capers was the defensive coordinator.
Oh, Dom.
And the first decision he made when he wasn't sleeping on the sideline was, I'm going to take Aaron Campman, one of the great outside pass rushers in a 4-3 defense, switch to a 3-4 and stand him up.
Yes.
And ruin his career, by the way.
And that's why the Vikings hired Dom Capers last year to help school their defense.
Great box, and I'm going to provide the coffin. That's why the Lions are the Lions. They hired him after that.
Beautiful.
Oh, my God.
Hey, PA.
Brilliant.
How annoying is this Darisaw situation? And what is your confidence in the Vikings stopgapping with a Rashad Hill?
Yeah.
Maybe it's Brandel or whoever it is until Christian Darisaw is able to return to the field.
Well, this is Forest for the Trees radio. Okay, Christian Darisaw was a first-round pick who had a groin situation that was lingering. But the thing with Darisaw is when you are as good as he is, there is no need to display him in the preseason so the other NFC North rivals can see exactly how good he is.
Oh, boy.
The big horse is still in the barn, and he is ready to come out of that barn and win the Kentucky Derby. So if I'm a member of the Bears, Lions, or Packers covenant, I hope he stays in the barn because when he gets out and starts at left tackle, he's going to be the next Orlando Pace.
Is he going to come
and you
racing out of
heard
the
it here
gate, or is he
first
going
from
stumbling out like a donkey?
He's going to be the next Orlando Pace, and you heard it here first from Dave Sinykin.
Good and
Can I get a witness on Christian Darisaw? Can I get like a witness that he even exists from the
let's start with that one
Can I
first.
get a witness that Mac Jones was on the board when the Vikings were on the clock and they passed on that quarterback who's now starting for the New England Patriots?
Yeah, it's because he's vaccinated.
Can I get a witness?
That's why he's starting.
Yeah, LaVelle trying to crack about Christian Darisaw when Tevin Jenkins has surgery and is no longer in the mix. Interesting move by LaVelle.
Well, he got injured after he didn't have a lingering injury. He got injured when he went to camp. So
back to you, LaVelle. The
with
last
that,
2
LaVelle.
seasons, basically since Jordan Howard went bye-bye, the run game's been so damn bad. It's 11th in yards in 2018, 27th and 25th the last 2. How do they get better with that Sled, Montgomery, and Damian Williams and the rest of that running back crew?
All right, first of all, you're playing with numbers to push it in your direction here. The second half of the season was much better than the first half of last season because
numbers.
Because they got the core of their offensive line figured out with Cody Whitehair, Sam Mustipher, and it was Alex Barnes, but James Daniels is going to be the right guard. Okay. Montgomery started putting up numbers during the second half of the season. Once the offensive line picked up a little bit, he wasn't hit behind the line of scrimmage like it was every other carry. I think he's trending upward. Now, I know PA is going to talk about his lack of speed, and David Montgomery did go to track school during the offseason in an effort to get faster. But
it ain't his lack of speed; it's that sled that he's pulling. I didn't know it was allowed in the NFL to pull a sled during a game.
The thing is, though, David Montgomery was one of the best players in college at breaking tackles. And
Oh,
he was
was
able
he?
to show that during the second half of last season.
Yeah, well, the
when he
offensive
finally
line
was able to get through the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Well, the
don't
offensive.
sleep.
I'm sorry, it's your turn.
Don't
sorry.
sleep on David Montgomery.
I
He's
don't-
trading upward.
Are you kidding
And
me?
he's going to be a very capable running back.
Sleep on him.
In fact, he was, if I'm not mistaken, he was fourth in yards from
Bruh.
scrimmage last year.
He
among running
scores
backs.
2 touchdowns every game he plays the Vikings. I can't sleep on him. He's a nail in a coffin. But you better be able to break tackles behind the interior of that offensive line.
That's where I was
because
going. What do you expect from the dude?
That was just
He's got
hanging
5
right there.
Stiffs in front of him. That's why this isn't a debate.
Stiffs.
Neither,
Those
neither
guys
of
are
you guys
stiffs.
have an offensive line that's even NFL worthy. And we're going to win this division by default because you don't have offensive line.
We got problems with the tackles, all right? Our guard
You
play
think?
and our center is strong.
Okay.
That's where our strength is.
All right, so
Tony
Dalvin and-
Whitehair was starting any team
all
in
right,
this
so
division.
Dalvin and Aaron could just run wide all day then, right?
Yeah, who's your center, Cindy? Because I know it's not Lindsley.
Josh Myers.
Oh, that sounds great.
Ohio State, second round.
Oh, that's terrific. Yeah, those Ohio State offensive linemen have been just great. Look
Like
at Wyatt
Corey
Davis.
Lindsley, who we took in the 5th
Yeah.
round. That
I'm not going to
Yeah.
start knocking offensive linemen for
You
the
don't wanna-
Packers.
yeah.
They got
you don't
Bakhtiari
want to
and
get
Elton
in a
Jenkins.
line conversation.
They are
with
at the
my
top of
squad.
their list.
Huh?
Thank you. Yeah, I have to give it to them on that.
Huh?
It's the great NFC North Debate 2021 edition. Mr. Sinykin, who's Rodgers' second favorite target after Devontae Adams? Whether
Cinch.
it's Lazard, it's MVS, Amari
no.
Rodgers, it's
Tanyan?
Randall Cobb,
Yes.
it's Aaron Jones. Who's it going to be?
Well, his favorite is Randall Cobb.
Yeah.
And we haven't had a guy that played the slot in Matt LaFleur's offense the last 2 years.
Mhm.
So it's going to be fun to see Cobb and then the rookie Amari Rodgers from Clemson take that spot, and they'll be very productive. But the most productive second receiver will be Marquez Valdez-Scantling. He is going to have a big year this year, kind of like Devontae Adams, who was being talked of as a flop after 2 years. Valdez-Scantling showed in the playoffs with multiple big games that he is ready for the big moment.
Ooh.
He is going to score touchdowns. He's not going to catch 70 balls,
What?
but he's going to be a big play receiver in this offense. And for those fantasy guys that don't even have Marquez Valdez-Scantling on their roster, 2-3 weeks in, there's going to be a scramble because he is going to have a big season in this offense.
Who's going to rip first, you or me?
Go for it.
Yeah,
You're the guest. Go ahead.
First he says he's going to have a big year. Then he says he's not going to catch 75
But then he
passes.
mentioned-
He's not a volume
But
catcher.
then he
He's a
mentioned
big play guy.
playoffs,
Yeah.
and Packers a cinch for the playoffs. Probably will win the
Yep.
division. But then you get to the playoffs, and how is Marquez Valdez-Scantling going to catch a pass when they?
Kick a
Let
field
me
goal.
finish.
I got
Damn it!
Yeah, I
It's my turn.
Okay.
And I've been cutting off people left and right the last 2 days. It's been embarrassing. So I came here today thinking I'm going to pull back, but now you guys are making me hyper.
funny.
It was NFC
3,
North battle.
2. How is Marquez Valdez-Scantling going to catch a big pass in a playoff game when the head coach takes the gun out of the hands of the best quarterback in the NFL? Can I get a witness on that?
Yeah,
Because
Matt-
it did happen last
Hopefully
year.
our young coach learned some lessons
Ooh.
about being on a big stage and
Yeah.
making the right call. He blew it. There's no question.
That's great. That was really well handled.
Kind of like Rocco Baldelli in this first
Yeah.
playoffs.
That's so long ago. I don't
Damn,
remember.
man. Why you got to bring it over to baseball, man?
Wow.
That was uncalled for.
Uh,
APA with this defense.
Oh, yeah.
It's revamped. We're feeling good about it in Minnesota. 23 sacks as a team a year ago. Can they double that number? And are there any parts of this defensive unit that you're keeping your eyes peeking at?
Well, I don't know if they can double the 23. Neal and Everson Griffin, I mean, they combined should get close to 23, just those two. Now, ain't nobody running on the Minnesota Vikings with Tomlinson, Pierce, Kendricks, Hitman behind them. That's going to be a fact. You'll see.
Okay.
Ain't nobody running on the Minnesota Vikings, specifically that part of the field. Now, we got an HOF corner defensively. His name's Patrick Peterson. No need to play him in the preseason. With Patrick Peterson, you preseason for show, you regular season for dough.
Whatever.
And that's when you'll see him. Patrick came here wanting Devontae Adams, and he's going to get him,
Oh, yes, he is.
and he's going to own him.
Uh-huh.
When we
Good luck with that.
Yeah.
3-2. Patrick Peterson came here
Is he 34
wanting
or
Devontae
35? How old is
wanting
he?
Devontae Adams. He's going to get him, and he's going to own him. So be ready, Devontae. HOF in the house.
Watch Devontae crush.
Because
Bro, you
cornerbacks
can't
on
even
the
name two
other
receivers
side of
on your
30
team.
always have their
I can
best
name
seasons.
all of them.
While other side of 30, You mean 30 interceptions?
Patrick Peterson. No, age.
Oh, age.
Age is a real thing with cornerbacks.
Well,
he's closer to the skeletal remains part of his career.
Yeah, but his coach is one of the great defensive coaches in the history of the NFL. They will work around that. And we don't need double coverage on Devontae. We don't need double coverage on Allen Robinson.
What?
We have H-O-F, and he wears number 7. Can I get a witness for the number 7?
Why did you even need him? Haven't you drafted corners in the first round every year the last 3 years?
There was an opportunity.
Corners and offensive linemen.
Well, one of them's about to be in jail. The other's taking a fat L. Who was the other one? No, Dancer wasn't a first round.
Mike Hughes.
Yeah, Mike Hughes had a neck problem, so you can go ahead and make fun of people who get injuries because everything's going on so well with you right now.
He's playing in the NFL.
I would make fun of somebody else's body. There ain't no doubt about that.
He's playing for another team.
But, you
guys cut him loose.
Patrick Peterson had an opportunity to choose any number he wanted. He took the divine number of 7 because he is a heavenly corner heading right for the Hall of Fame. Can I get a witness, Viking fans?
He chose the number for the number of wins.
That wasn't even enthusiastic.
That was a good one.
He said, "Is 7 available? 7 to 10 sounds about right." We'll
see. Let's go.
All right, a few more for you guys here. We'll go back to the Bears here in LaVelle.
Okay. Yeah, no problem.
Sum up Khalil Mack's tenure with the Bears. Awesome 2018. Hard to find him in more recent times. Khalil Mack in that Bears defense.
Well, the thing about Khalil last year, he got injured early in the season and played banged up the entire year. He was not the Mack that we expected. We expected more of the 2018 version. Now admit that. He's back and he's healthy in camp, and it looks like he's going to pick up where he left off in 2018 and just kind of forget 2019 and 2020 happened. The Bears defense, it's an interesting group. It's a veteran group. They've got my man Akeem Hicks and Eddie Goldman's back after opting out.
Yeah.
We got one of the better run stuffers in the league back.
Yeah.
How's that secondary look?
You got Khalil Mack. Can I get there, please? I'm working my way there. Can I
Fair
talk about the
question.
positives before the negatives here?
Sure, go ahead.
We got Khalil Mack and Robert Quinn. Quinn needs to up his game. He pretty much robbed the Bears of
$10 million
last year. So Roquan Smith's an all-pro linebacker. Now, the question mark is going to be the secondary. We don't know who our nickel corner is yet. Jalen Johnson's fine at
what about Buster Screen, though?
Screen's gone.
Thank you.
Screen's out.
Thank you.
So, Jalen Johnson's looks going to be a very good cornerback.
Mm-hmm.
Kendall Vildor, the other corner, the teams are going to go at him all day long. So he's going to have no choice but to get better.
Okay.
Because he's going to be on the island all by himself. And teams going to look over there and say, that little dude, I don't like his movements. Let's go get him. Yeah. So he's got to step his game up. And plus, the thing is, too, with our front 7, the pressure is going to be on the other team's quarterback all day long. Mack is going to resume being one of the best game records in the league.
Okay.
We're going to get sacks. We're going to knock quarterbacks out of games. So they'll have 2 seconds to throw over to Vildor's side.
Okay.
All right, one question left for both Cinny and PA, real quick each, and then we'll get to making the case here.
Yeah.
For you, Cinny, Packers fans usually are very used to getting the meat sweats, but do you sweat Bakhtiari's return at all?
I do, because it was just announced on Twitter in the last minute or two that they decided to put him on the PUP list to start the season.
They did?
Which means he's out the first 6 weeks, which is a bit of a surprise because it sounded like he was way ahead of schedule. Now, he torn the ACL on New Year's Eve, so it was pretty optimistic for a 300-pound guy to be ready, 8 months later. But the reality is he's going to miss the first 6 weeks. Elton Jenkins, the Pro Bowl left guard, kicked out to left tackle preseason and looks really good. So I don't think they're going to have a big issue because Jenkins is so good and versatile and can play all 5 spots. But not having him for the first 6 weeks, that's disappointing. But as long as we got him right for our season, which typically starts in January, then we're okay. It's no meat sweats here. He'll be fine by midseason.
Bears Packers week 6, I believe.
Last one for you, PA.
Yeah.
Dalvin Cook, given the situation with Irv, uncertainties with the third wide receiver, does Dalvin Cook catch more or less than 70 passes? 70 passes in 2021.
Very fair question because, we were terrible last year. So terrible that when we went to Green Bay, this happened.
1st and 10 from the Green Bay 21. Irv Smith Jr. in motion to the left. Offset eye left. Hand off Dalvin. He has room to the 15-10. 5 touchdown! 21-yard touchdown by Dalvin Cook.
And when we went to Soldier Field.
6 of 6. 2 receivers left, 1 right. Back to pass. Shades for the end zone. And it is caught. Touchdown!
one play.
That's what
out
we
of
do.
6 years.
We are road warriors. We go to Soldier Field, we go to Lambeau Field, and we whoop butt. Can I get a witness? I mean, that's what happened last year. I was there. Oh, wait, I wasn't. I was in Minneapolis off TV, but it happened.
Have you witnessed the Vikings losing to the Bears 5 of the last 6 games?
Well, that wasn't
Nagy
the question.
is 5-1 against your squad.
Well, that wasn't the point.
Your team goes into Chicago, wins one game, and you come back looking like you've been kissed for the first time.
Hey, PA, somebody's got to put the 3 and 13 and 3.
Yeah.
So,
well, guess what? When you bumped me, you just got more off my leg than anybody has in the last 2 months.
Oh!
So, yeah, it felt like I was kissed for the first time. Wow.
All right, wrap it up, gentlemen. Making your case. We'll start with you, Cinny.
Oh, but that's Cinny.
Here's an opportunity for you to be smug. Why the Packers will repeat as division champions.
Well, I mean, I'm wearing the Last Stand shirt because I understand what this is. This is our last chance to dominate this division, which we have done for the last 10 years, winning 7 of the last 10 NFC North titles. Frankly, this is not a debate. This team has gone 13-3 the last 2 years, and the only guys not back are Corey Linsley, Jamal Williams, and Christian Kirksey. Ooh. They brought the band back together for one final run. Highest scoring team in the NFL, is even more loaded offensively. Defense was better last year. It needs to be better if they want to compete with Tampa Bay. But Tampa Bay is not in the NFC North. Green Bay will win this division at least 3 games clear of anybody else. I might even say 4. It feels like 12-5 versus 8-9 for these two guys. So next year we'll have a debate. I won't be quite as smug, but this year give it to me. The Packers, outside of Tampa Bay, maybe the biggest favorites in their division.
And the silence you hear is Lambeau Field.
He's listening right now in Bloomington, so he's loving that.
That's okay because he's still a baby.
All right, LaVelle, give us a hope and a prayer for the Chicago Bears.
Hey, look, a lot of things have to break right the Bears' way for them to have a division-winning season, okay? But the one thing that is very possible happening is that this ferocious, fire-breathing defense is back, terrorizing teams and knocking quarterbacks out of games. We've done it with Favre. We've done it with Rodgers. I think we had Sam Bradford tap out once. So the Bears are used to knocking out quarterbacks.
Yeah, you've owned Favre and Rodgers, that's for sure.
So if the Bears defense can return to what it was a couple years ago, and whoever we get out of Justin Fields, who will be starting by week 4, then we could upset some people and make this thing very interesting.
And lastly, Paul Allen.
For the Minnesota Vikings off a legitimate terrible season, I would like to welcome a couple of members to the grandstand. One is a Delta pilot. His name is Michael. So therefore, being a pilot, he recognizes when you get 30,000 feet above the ground, you may experience turbulence, where to my left, this is known as moderate chop. There's going to be just a little bit of bumping during the course of the season. Farther to my left is known as severe chop. That's when you get in really, really bad turbulence, and it's going to be bumpier than he sees coming. But outside of all of that chop, smooth sailing.
Oh, God.
And that's the Minnesota Vikings.
The calm peace and tranquility bit again.
In the 2021 season, after these teams negotiate their chop, we head into smooth sailing. Now, for my Christian friends in the crowd, Kirk Cousins is the most theologically sound. He's the most theologically sound athlete I've ever met in my life. And look at what's happening with the Minnesota Vikings. Kirk attends fellowship on the road with the Vikings. I'm there, as are several other players. Now, fellowship attendees who are devout in divinity would include a wide receiver named Chad Beebe. Chad is down and out. So therefore, the man who always sits by Kirk, Chad Beebe, being down and out, one of his brothers being down and out, the fury that is about to be unfurled on the National Football League for his fallen brother will be that of fiery passes and waves of touchdowns. Can I get a witness, ladies and gentlemen, for the 2021 Minnesota Vikings? Smooth sailing out of the moderate chop.
You've turned
palms to the sky.
How many wins?
Palms to the sky for his fallen brother, and watch Kirk Cousins unleash fury we have not seen since Noah. Amen.
And he fury is coming out of his ass.
As long as he has a plexiglass cone around him, maybe, but
Thank you, boys.
I don't know.
Appreciate you. LaVelle E, Neal III, David Sinykin. Round of applause for the NFC North Debate. Nordo for putting the questions together.
Thanks, guys.
I'm Paul Allen.
Good luck to you guys, except when you play the Bears.
We'll be right back.
Let PA be your place.
Did you know moving your body moves your mood? At Snap Fitness, we focus on helping you feel fantastic, and when you feel great, the results will follow. We believe that all fitness is valid fitness. It all counts towards leading a healthy lifestyle. Whether you're a gym pro or just getting started. We're here for you 24/7 to help you feel fantastic. Isn't it time to feel good again? Visit snapfitness.com to find your local club today.